Welcome to the threesome, y'all. This is the podcast where the three of us try to talk about at least three topics each week. And the three of us, of course, are our point person, an optimistic realist, and we call her Star.
Yo, yo!
And the center of our threesome and our voice of reason, we call him Magic.
Rest in peace to Khalil Coy.
And bringing up the rear, as always, I identify as the pragmatic contrarian, and they call me Storm.
Did you just laugh at a rest in peace?
No, I laugh because what they don't know is how many times we've tried to record
Right.
this, and you know, yeah,
Day 3. I don't know what take it is.
Right. So, anyway, this is gonna come out on the Wednesday before Juneteenth. So, happy
Juneteenth. It's a celebration.
Yes, happy Juneteenth to all the white people, because y'all are clowning about this whole Juneteenth situation. I find it hilarious that y'all just found out about Juneteenth and you're so passionate about it. No shade. I think it's great. It's wonderful, but it's funny as hell. If either of you have a chance, go on. Well, not you, Magic, because you refuse to get on the gram. But Star, go on the gram and look up hashtag Juneteenth and do the most recent. And that's all I'm gonna say. Yeah, white folks are so happy about Juneteenth, but you know,
Wow.
they do like a holiday, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
They're still in black culture, whatever.
Well, and that too. My friend is a teacher, and they were supposed to. I think Monday was supposed to be their last day. The teachers were supposed to come in on Monday, but the principal decided that Thursday is going to be their last day because they want to celebrate. Because he wants to celebrate Juneteenth. He wants to acknowledge Juneteenth.
They let us free 2 times.
Right. I mean, it's just hilarious to me. That's all I wanted to say. Because, I mean, y'all more passionate about Juneteenth than than I am. And like I said,
think a lot of black folks are.
right. And like I said, kudos to y'all because, y'all do know how to make a big deal about
Well,
I
I
guess
mean,
they
in all
trying to be
fairness-
allies.
In all fairness, I love it. Caucasian folks know how to celebrate.
You know what? I love it too. I just think it's hilarious because, like, some white dude asked on Twitter, "What are you guys doing to celebrate Juneteenth?" And he, decided to go into what he and his family are going to do to commemorate Juneteenth. And I'm like,
The hell he do for Black History Month?
I don't know. But I was just like, because he's like, oh, and we're gonna do collage. It wasn't collages, but it was tantamount to that. And my children, and we're gonna do this, and we're gonna do that, and I'm like, we might cook out. I mean, we're just not. I don't know. Like, growing up, I grew up in Texas, so Juneteenth was, in fact, a thing in Texas. But the only Juneteenth celebration we really did was, like I said, we had a cookout, or the AKAs would host a little something, something, and there would be a program, and then that'd be it. I mean, but, yeah, this is the first time in my life that people are really... I mean, yeah. Y'all do the most, and it's awesome. Love y'all. Anyway, that wasn't even a topic this week. I just thought I'd mention it.
That's all right.
So we'll go from celebration to I don't know. What would you call it? What would you call funerals? Acknowledgement,
Ceremonial.
ceremony. Yeah, yeah. You had something to say about that, Magic?
Yes, there's certain things that I think we as people, all of us, need to just stop doing at funerals. Starting with if there's a child that died, and quite possibly adults, but more so a child, I don't give a fuck how you, as a church member or the parents, have their level of belief. Nobody wants to hear that God needed their child in heaven at that point in time.
Ah,
Um,
let the congregation say amen on that one,
I'm in
because
rock.
because that is just. I mean, I know y'all think you're helping, you know,
Yeah,
I, but
I'm
you're
sure
not.
the
But go
intent
ahead.
is good, but if it was your damn child, you wouldn't want to be hearing that shit. And I'm sure God, Allah, Jah, whomever the fuck, got better shit to do than the fucking Epstein recruiting service.
Yes.
Um,
Also, not helpful is to tell me that my loved one is now in a better place. Because
Yep, not
yeah,
helpful at all.
not
even if
helpful.
we both believe it, now is not the moment.
Right.
Yep.
But go ahead.
Also,
Continue.
I give a little bit of leeway to the preacher himself, but everybody else from the congregation, that is not a moment to start recruiting people. If they wasn't going to your church beforehand, try to draft them in some other time. Not the moment.
I agree.
My
I
people.
slightly agree because I believe I don't even give the preacher of the leeway.
Nah, you
I
can
don't even
mention
Well,
it
go
one, two
over.
times. Let's not make it a whole damn service.
right.
Right.
God know everybody there.
In theory.
Oh, you know singing ass people. If you knew you couldn't sing, not ever, no never, was that a gift you were blessed with? Do not get
Sit
your
down.
emotional ass on the microphone and try to sing something to the person you miss. It ain't working. And it's
Yep.
hard trying not to laugh at people at a funeral.
Indeed.
It is excruciating trying not to laugh at a funeral. I know this from personal experience because almost every funeral I go to, something is funny, and I have to suppress a laugh, and I damn near have an aneurysm trying to do so. So
I'm gonna need you to just stay in the parking lot and greet people.
I'm sorry. Ceremonies are, ridiculous funny to me because people be so serious about them, and when you look at people's faces, it's hilarious to me.
Also, not
Per- Particularly if you're gonna line the walls with what, like 100 cues. Remember that star?
Hmm.
Lord.
Tell me that wasn't funny.
Shout out to the dog.
You know what? The bad singing cracked me up. Um, there are certain other things that crack me up. Um, like especially like some of these newer, or let's just say more recent funerals. And what I mean by recent, like over the past 10 years, where people just do the absolute most.
Right.
Um, I mean, everything from I saw something where like a stripper had passed away, and yeah, you can just about imagine.
They
What,
put her
did
in the
everybody
casket
show up
face
to?
down.
Oh, I was like, everybody show up to the funeral naked. We got
No,
plenty of stripper just died jokes, which is terrible because that's sad too. But still, there are jokes to be found here.
no, it wasn't that, people showed up naked, but what it was like her little, I don't know, I guess coworkers. Her little coworkers decided that, it was gonna be like one last twerk, and it was just like, really? I mean,
Mm.
Man,
I just, whatever. I just cannot. I mean, that's the way you want to say goodbye to your loved one. That's on
Oh
you.
my God! If they would have mounted a stripper pole in,
That just would have been way too much. Like, uh,
They make it
oh,
rain on the
yeah.
casket.
right. Oh no, I've seen that. I've seen like, like and I'm sorry for saying like so much, but I've seen hood guys, street guys,
Oh
funeral
yeah, yeah.
and
Pour a little out.
right on the casket, or like
Yes.
they throwing money in the grave, like when they like, oh
I really got to stop going to such events. Funeral home directors. If somebody is in an urn, why the fuck is there a fucking navigator stretch hearse or whatever? And why is there the ceremony with the thing that goes down into the ground?
Because they can
Y'all just taking
charge you
people's
for it.
money.
Yes,
Yeah.
that is precisely why. If you've ever had to, and I'm sorry if this is morbid, but if you've ever had to go casket shopping, you would understand that.
mhm.
Yeah. It's a hustle. And tombstones.
I mean, why am I paying like $10,000 for something that I'm gonna put in, to bury? I mean, it's
Word.
just. Well, first of all, a lot of it is, for show. And I
Mhm.
always wonder if, and this is just me because, I don't trust people. I'm like, they sell you this big, expensive casket. How you know that they're actually going to use it when they put it under? You know what I mean? Because, I mean,
You think they just dumping folks out
I
once we leave?
mean, how do we know they don't get a generic pine box and put them in that and stick them in the ground and then go resell that casket? I mean,
Yeah,
we don't know.
I mean, if
yeah.
you
Just
stay long
because you
enough
see
after
put
the
dirt on
gravesite
it.
service, you can watch it go into the ground.
Well, a lot
Not
of
messing
no,
with
because
swept, but
a lot of gravesite places won't let you watch anymore because silly dramatic people be trying to throw themselves on top of the casket and stuff. So they'll only let
yeah,
you.
them too. Jump the fuck in. Stop doing that shit.
Well, and that is what they're trying to avoid. So they don't let you watch the actual interment.
Oh, I did. I followed them all the way.
Yeah, but
Let
I'm saying a lot. Yeah, like when I went. Well, and this was the military. When I went for my parents, they wouldn't let us watch it because
Okay,
they were
but what
like,
I'm
"Nah."
saying is, I did. I
Yeah,
followed when I saw them take my grandmother around there. Everybody else was in the. I don't even know what you call that. It's like a mausoleum like type place.
yeah, like a pavilion.
Supposed to do the final goodbyes and stuff like that, and I was
Right,
like, my grandmother would have been with me to the very end, and I
right.
took her in the car and followed the lifter or whatever it was right around there and watched them put her down. I didn't feel like jumping in there. I mean,
Well, no,
press the button.
well, because you have sense. But what I'm saying is, because I asked the guy, I'm like, I can't watch. You actually, because my father was the first one. I was like, I can't watch them actually put him in the ground, and they were like, no, because we've had so many problems with people trying to, throw themselves in the hole on top, and they're like, nah, just for liability's sake, we just don't do that anymore. So,
Mm.
Other side note, if the person that died is mulatto, let the black side of the family cook for the repast, please.
okay, um, unless your white people are Southern, because some of them
Nah,
Southern
they
white
was
folks
southern.
can.
Mm-mm,
Oh well,
mm-mm.
because some of them
No,
Southern white folks.
some of the white folks can
I
burn.
know some of
That's
them
what
could.
that's
It
what I'm
wasn't this
saying.
bunch at the funeral
Yeah.
I was at last weekend.
Okay. Well.
Thank you for your
Yeah.
efforts and all, but nah,
No
Yeah.
blueberries in the macaroni and cheese.
there was no burnt part to the macaroni and cheese.
Oh well, it
Dry as
wasn't cooked.
all hell.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So, but yeah, I agree. People are. Everybody tries to say like the most heartfelt stuff when your loved one dies, and I don't know, particularly on Facebook and Twitter and it feels like most of it is for show, not all of it, obviously. But some of these people don't even know you, and they're trying to say these nice, heartfelt words about your loved one. I'm like, you don't even know.
Yeah.
So it's definitely for show, a lot of it. But yeah, I don't know.
And I'm fairly articulate, but to this day, I still don't know what a condolence is. But I know it don't bring people back to life.
It does not. It does not. Um, Also, if you're
Like the,
going to, oh,
That's
I'm
true, I
sorry.
think.
the condolences is just like our sympathies and
He knows what it means. He's just saying the actual
Generally
word.
speaking, I've never
Yes.
actually looked it up.
got it.
Um, but also, if you're going to write something heartfelt or any kind of sympathy statement on social media, um, try to get your words right.
Mm.
Uh,
If you're gonna
uh,
speak in public, do it. Make sure you
yes.
can speak in public. But as far as the internet goes, I gotta address the families of the people. Stop doing that shit for attention. If you
Well, and that's
grieving,
what
you
I'm
grieving.
and that was my point because sorry for your lost, LOST. No, don't do
Right.
that.
Oh
Yeah,
my god, that makes my teeth itch.
yes,
Yeah, that would
I
make
need
me
y'all
even
to
madder in the
stop
moment.
that immediately, okay?
That should get you
Because
blocked.
I mean, and the number of people who do it, it's so aggravating.
Exactly.
Um, but anyway, but yeah, and the families. Um, Also, if your loved one passes away at the hospital and you're standing outside the hospital, um, all the dramatics. I mean, come on. I mean, I understand you're upset, but the screaming and the hollering and all that's for show. Cut it out.
Yeah, I
You
tell
know
the
what?
same
I'm
shit
not
to
gonna
my
say that.
children. You could be mad, you could be upset, you could be hurt, cry your little fucking heart out, but all the screaming and hollering, you just want somebody to talk to you
Yes,
and go have a
it's for show.
conversation.
You know what? I'm not gonna say that. I'm not. Even though it's not the way that I would react, it's not even something that I generally even approve of. Who needs my approval? But I'm just saying. Um, but I do believe that some of it is for show. But I do believe that with
Most
other,
of it.
I'll say some of it. I'll say it's probably a 50-50 chance. But then there's other cases where that they lost someone in such a tragic or horrible way or whatever that all they can do is scream, and that's the way they just react or release. So yeah.
Okay. No. I was at the hospital one time,
Some people are screamers.
minding my black ass sick business. No, and it depends on what you're screaming. This particular person was like, "No, Grandma, why you leave me? Take me instead. Oh my God!" I'm
Oh
like,
God, the
"Okay,
take me
really?
instead person, kill yourself immediately.
Yeah." I'm like, "Really?" I'm like, "Do we really need the performance? like, the performative bullshit. It's just, it's too much." I
Yeah, like in the case of grandma, and I mean, I'm not going to say that a person's love couldn't be that deep for their grandmother.
I'm sure it is, but the fact that you're screaming outside a public hospital, a public building, and you're screaming all that, that is performance. Straight
Yeah,
performance.
yeah,
You know
again,
why? Because you didn't do it when you were in the room with her. You waited till you came outside to perform for the masses. And
the,
I don't appreciate it.
the way. emotional news hits a person is different for everyone. Some
I
people,
understand.
when they first, hold on. Some people, when they first hear things, they don't react at all. And
Yes.
then and because I'll say this, I am one of those folks, one of those people that when I hear just horrible, horrible news,
Hmm.
it's like something in me cannot emotionally process it right at that time.
Exactly. I mean, I often say, because, I watch a lot of true crime, and they're always talking to these suspects, and they're like, oh, well, they didn't react like you would expect, someone to react upon hearing that news. And I'm like, oh, well, they
Yeah,
would probably,
I would
yeah,
forever be
I'm
the
like,
suspect.
yeah, I'm like, they would probably lock my ass up then, because, I am very calm when I hear tragic news. Like, I'm the type of person that's going to ask you a gazillion questions. Like, I need to know things, you know.
And
but as
I
far but as
am
far as me breaking down, like, I'm not going to do that. So I understand that people react to things differently.
okay.
But
So in that,
yeah, but
okay.
when someone's performing, you just do.
No, you do. But again, I don't want to make it a be across the board like type thing because some folks their reactions are genuine, although they may be out of your character or my character. I
Agree.
don't.
Yeah, agree.
If I don't know the person, it's just like okay, you don't know what's real and what ain't, and that's on them, and keep it moving. But I understand that there are some people who just, and those are those same people who put everything on Facebook, every little ache, every little pain, every time
Yes.
somebody, passes,
Yes.
whether they knew them or not, like it was a coworker, just because you want somebody to say sorry for your loss, or you
Yeah.
don't even like that person, or didn't even really know them. Like, oh my God, I can't
Yeah.
believe she was only 33. My coworker passed today, and you didn't even really like that motherfucker. You just wanted some sympathy.
Right. You
Attention
know.
is a hell of a drug.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and that's
you said
exactly what it
something.
is.
Yeah. So I do understand that there are those people, but I don't know. I stopped putting, let's just say, the way I would do things onto other people a long time ago, and that way they don't annoy me as much
Right. No,
because
I mean,
that's different.
no, I mean, I agree with you. I agree with you. But I mean, when you're being hustled. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, yeah.
it's just one of those things. And and that's what I'm saying. It's the performative stuff that gets on my nerves. The stuff that everybody knows is a performance. But the fact that it's not the fact that you're screaming, it's the fact that you're performing that irritates me.
I get
That,
that part.
yeah. Okay, so moving along. Um, so y'all know I'm in the midst of a job search currently. Um,
You can do it.
sure. But here's the thing. And this is kind of a revisit of before when we were talking about the $15 an hour wages that
Mhm.
all these places were saying they couldn't possibly pay. Oh, now they're standing in line trying to pay these minimum wage jobs $15 an hour. Shoot, I went to Wendy's the other day and they put a flyer in my bag. Come work for us and we'll pay $15 an hour.
Damn.
I think the Chick
Uh,
Fil A here starts at 14.
well, I'm just saying, right now the rabbit got the gun because they lost so many people in this pandemic. So many, people stopped working these jobs and went and worked at other places that were paying them more, that were less stressed, and they're just not coming back. So they are
Apparently,
trying.
everybody's Grubhub, Uber Eats, or something.
Well, not just that, but shoot, around here, they were saying that a lot of the people who were servers, lost their jobs because people weren't dining in.
Yeah.
So they lost their jobs, and a lot of them are now working at like the dispensaries, making a lot more money. And so now they're trying to call these people back to come, be servers, and they're like, "Oh hell no, I'm not doing that. Like, why would I do that?" And
Yeah,
so
the
is
hell
this the
trying to come home
case?
smelling like chicken every day.
Well, you can come home smelling like weed instead. So good for you.
That I can understand more.
But more money. Um, so, I mean, is this the case of now the rabbit's got the gun?
I
I
think in
think,
part.
yeah. It's also
Yeah.
partially that, yeah, when they're not opening certain parts of the, like you can't come in and sit down anymore, you need less of a staff. So you can pay people more. And I'm very sure the people that are working there are doing a whole lot more shit than they were before everything went left.
Mm,
Oh, I'm certain.
Which
And
I know I
see
was
it.
talking shit before, like a lot of people don't deserve $15 an hour, but if your work ethic dictates that you should get that much, go get your money.
Well, and then here's another thing, and this is on the completely opposite end of the spectrum, you know, because obviously I'm not looking for minimum wage employment. But if some of
Love
these
yourself, queen.
employers, what'd you say?
Said, love yourself, queen.
Absolutely. But some of these employers are clowning in the opposite direction, because they're like
the wages they're offering, you mean?
like everything. They're like, okay, we want you to have a master's degree, uh, 15 years experience in all these particular things, and then you go and look at the pay, and they're like 22 to 25, and I'm like, bruh, no, that ain't it. Like, if you want all of that, you're not gonna get that for that. You know what I mean? I mean, y'all gonna have to be a little more realistic with your offerings based on your expectations. You know what I'm saying? And then you wonder why you can't find nobody, and Americans don't want to work. No,
It's
Americans.
not that they're lazy.
Yeah,
It's not that they're lazy. It's just that you guys are being ridiculous with what you're offering in comparison to what you are asking us to do.
exactly. And
Sure.
that's all I'm saying. All I'm saying is, if you want somebody with 10 years experience and a master's degree, and you want to pay them a wage that is not commensurate with them even paying for their student loans from said master's degree, you need to re-examine your hiring practices. And so anyway, that's all I've got to say on that. Anybody? Y'all are like, I really don't care because we're not in this.
Nah, I
But
do.
well, I know you do, but you see it from the employer side, I think.
Yeah, I got to pay people.
Right. But don't you want the best? Well, I don't know how it works in your industry,
Nah,
but
if
in
they are making me fucking money, the more they make me, the more I'm gonna pay them. I have no problem slipping some shit under the table.
And that should be the mindset of most employers, but it's not.
well, my thing is, if you want to pay somebody low, that's fine. But don't be requiring them to come in with their own training. Train them on the job if you're going to do that.
Oh well, yeah, I have to do that because who the fuck naturally woke up and studied this bullshit?
Well, and see, and that's the other thing that I mean, and this has always irritated me. Particularly when I was in my 20s. Not so much now because I have a little something under my belt. But to require someone to have that much experience doing any job is ridiculous. It's foundationally ridiculous to me because it doesn't matter if I have 20 years of IT experience. When I come into your organization, I'm going to have to learn what you do
Yep.
on some level. You know what I mean? So I don't know. That's just my pet peeve. So
I get it.
yeah.
Word.
So I let a friend of mine listen to the podcast, and then they subsequently listened to at least, I only sent them one, and they went back and they listened to maybe about 7 or 8 more of them because they thought that they were entertaining, and then they had questions. So
Okay.
here,
Appreciate you, friend.
I'm sorry.
I appreciate your friend. We all
Oh,
friends now.
That's
right.
right. Hey friend.
Hey, friend. So here's listener question number one. If the perfect person came along at this point in your life, and when they say perfect, they mean perfect for you. A person who does not annoy you, Storm,
Okay.
does a person who does not expect for you to be overly romantic, magic, and a person who does not wear white dress shoes or have dirty ears, Star.
For the record, I have romantic moments. I'm just not consistent with that shit.
And for
Got
the
it.
record, there's nobody on earth that never annoys me. My goal is for somebody who doesn't annoy me constantly.
Okay, so if that person came
Fair
along,
enough, I
like right
suppose.
now, at this point in any of our lives, okay, would we
Hmm.
trust it?
um, I'll take this
No.
one. Um, I already trust him. I'm just waiting for him to come on board. Go ahead.
Dang.
I have trust issues, but the woman I'm with, I've explained that to her, and I try to not show it outwardly.
Well, I mean, you have good reason to have trust issues. I
Yeah, I
mean,
got a whole bunch of
not that I don't. I have, trust issues as well. But yeah, yeah,
So
I'm good.
we're gonna push pause just for a second on so you got a boo?
Yeah.
Magic? Oh,
You didn't,
okay.
you didn't hear him announce that last time, or it wasn't really
I
an
was
announcement because
kidding.
I
'Cause
said nonchalantly last week that I was taken, and
yes,
oh, the chicks that were shooting their shot heard that shit.
oh,
yeah,
I was the one who
which is
take it
which is
seriously.
why our listener count went down.
Oh
But
no, because you're taking your little off the market. Oh, poor.
yeah, well, and um, this woman, and we'll call her, I'll refer to her as rebound chick, you know.
Wow,
No.
no, it is not a rebound situation whatsoever.
Whatever.
Look,
Try
there
not.
was a whole bunch of people shooting a shot between when I left my ex and this
I
chick.
get
It was
that.
not
My
a
point
rebound.
is, my point is for her not to do too much damage before my turn. Okay, go ahead.
Lord. As I said
Lord
last
have
week too,
mercy.
she can fight. Don't press your luck.
Oh,
Okay.
I'll fight. You think I don't?
We've already
Yeah.
established that you're violent.
I'm
Yeah,
not.
Over
so if
over the
you ran
episode.
into y'all two, can go ahead and
I
answer the
am
question.
not violent. I've already
But if
answered the
you
question.
ran into the
Anyway,
guy,
I've
what would you
already
do?
answered the question.
my answer to the question is, um, I don't know. It would take me some time to trust it. Would I initially trust it? No. I
Right.
would be I would be waiting, and I know this is self-sabotaging, but I would be waiting for the other shoe to drop. Like, this is just it's too right. What's about to happen, you know?
Yeah.
It would take me some time.
Of course.
I
Yeah,
have trust issues, but they aren't insurmountable
Okay.
at this point.
yeah. I was gonna say in a more detailed sense. Initially, hell, fucking no, but it's got to be built at this point.
Right.
Yeah,
Right. Like
yeah.
I said, there's only one person, that I would trust. Everybody else, they're starting from way down here with my levels of trust. So there
Yeah.
we go.
Hear that, Alonzo?
Okay, my bad. Two people. Because
Um,
we know I
uh,
love him.
the next the listener question is for actually it's for Storm, and that
Ooh,
question is traditionally in relationships, the man is considered to be or should be considered to be the head of the household.
Dios mío. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
So in that, do you ever think that you would be able to be happy or be with someone who takes on that traditional role of head of the household, male,
Okay.
man?
Would I be happy? No. And here's the thing. And it's Dios mío. I don't have a problem with strong men.
Okay.
Okay? I have a problem with strong men who have a problem with strong women.
Okay.
If that makes
That's
sense.
fair. No, it
Okay.
doesn't.
ego.
So, this head of the household thing, such an
Who the
antiquated
fuck?
thing.
Turn your goddamn phone.
Well, my dad. See, I like a strong man. Turning it off, my God. Anyway,
Yeah.
Turn them off.
so anyway, the idea of a man as head of household to me is such an antiquated idea. To me, we have to be partners in this because there are some things that I do better and there are some things you may do better. You know what I
Okay.
mean? So to me, like we have to come together to form the head of the household. Like this business, like normally when a man tells a woman that he's the head of the household, it's because he wants to be in charge. And I think we both have to be in charge on some level. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Um, I think I've said before, I am not an advocate, and I've known women to do this, and I haven't known any men to do it, but they probably do it sometimes too. I am not an advocate of you turn over finances to one person in the house.
Nah, fuck that.
Now, if that person is better at finances than you are, that's cool. But what I need you to do is sit down periodically, once a week, once a month, whatever, and y'all both have to discuss the household finances. One person does not get to control things in the household, is what I'm saying. To me, it should be a partnership on every level.
Okay. I believe that answers the question.
Okay.
We're gonna get into the internet shit going on right now with Destiny's Child and Cater to You.
What?
Um, is
They
there
trying to
something?
cancel that song because it's slave culture or some goofy shit.
Oh,
Um,
whatever. Do you know how many songs they would have to cancel over, some misogynistic bullshit? Anyway, leave it alone. It's a song. Let it go, people. If you don't
Get
agree
them
with it,
in.
you don't agree with it, you don't agree with it. I mean, it's stupid.
Man,
You, you'd, you
wait
would
till they
have to
hear the chronic. Wait till they hear
I
it
was
ain't no
gonna
fun if
say,
the homies can't have none. Put it in your
I was
mouth.
gonna, I was gonna say, you would have to cancel like 95% of hip hop. Let it go. It's just stupid. This idea that you have to
What's
agree,
wrong?
huh?
What's wrong with catering to a good man? I don't understand.
I think
And
Life
it's
is
probably
not catered
miserable.
to you for your like all the time. The lyrics say specifically, "Let me cater to you. This is your day." Blah 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 blah. And so
yes,
it's like,
yes, but people are sensitive, is what I'm saying, and
uh,
Man, be the
in
same
it,
hoes wanting a sugar daddy and ain't got no goddamn
right
job. Talking
there you
about
go.
what you look like catering to a man. Girl, shut the fuck up and let
I'm
that
just
couple be
saying,
happy
internet outrage is just ridiculous.
every time.
I mean, yeah. I mean, first of all, it's music. Um, this idea that you have to agree with every lyric on a song or else it needs to be canceled is just the stupidest thing ever. Uh,
Michael Jackson got a whole song called Pretty Young Thing.
I mean, yeah. I mean, there's so many songs with objectionable lyrics that I mean, but I like the song because I like the song. You know what I
You
mean?
gonna start
well,
apologizing for
television
R. Kelly.
shows like you might as well cancel all of the 80s and 90s. Like,
Well, I'm saying, and like I said, 95% of hip hop is gonna be a problem. Like you might as well just go ahead and just listen to like Bach and Beethoven and Tchaikovsky because
stuff with no lyrics.
yes, because anything with lyrics, is going to be subject to be canceled in your world. So, I mean, I need y'all to stop being so fucking fragile. I really do. And
You
believing
gotta
that just
find better
because,
shit to do with your time.
thank you, and this idea that just because I'm offended by something that it has to go away forever. No, you're not that important.
Word.
Get over yourself and keep it moving. Do we have another question?
I thought
Gotta
you
get
had
some
another
literature.
listener. I thought you had a listener question.
Okay,
Yeah.
I do have a question. I don't know what I did with it, so I'll just
Are you gonna shout out your friend Star?
My friend.
The one who wrote the
Oh, I'll
question?
just say shout out to Domo.
Ah,
okay.
thank you.
And while we're shouting out people, I'm gonna shout out my friend, the Amazon, who I also sent a link to and has been listening from the beginning and is calling me at all hours, well, texting me at all hours of the night because she believes that we are hilarious. Um,
Thank you.
Thank you.
and particularly, she likes Star, who she says, she can hang out with and be friends with. I'm trying not to take that personally since I've known her for, I don't know, 35 years. But
And
anyway,
she's
uh,
already
I'm
hung out
losing
with
fans and she
you. Just
gaining
not hung
more.
out with me.
I don't hate. I congratulate. Get them.
Thank
well,
you.
also, she's hilarious because when she looked at the title of Sasquatch Ain't Cute, that episode, she thought we were talking about
Oh Lord.
she, she she was like, "Why are you talking shit?" Because she has big feet. But anyway, she's also very tall. But anyway, shout out to you, Amazon.
I like it.
Thanks for listening. So the
Yep,
question. So the question I got again, I don't have it in front of me. I don't know what I did with it, so I'm going to paraphrase. The question I got was based off of last week's episode, where I said that I went ahead and got the first of my COVID shots, but I don't get
The second one.
no that I that I refuse to get flu shots. I don't like to get flu shots. So they kind of wanted to know, like, why would I refuse a flu shot, but I went ahead and got the COVID shot? And I will answer that really
One
quickly.
of the
And
COVID shots.
well, I've gotten one. I'm gonna get the other one. I think Monday. I'm skeptical.
Okay.
I was supposed to get it Friday, but then something came. Well, maybe I'll go earlier
I'm
in
just
the day.
glad you're following through.
Oh, what are you trying to say? My follow through ain't good. Anyway,
Mm, mm,
so
Guilty conscience.
so um anyway, the thing with the difference between the flu shot and the COVID shot, like I said, I went and I researched it a lot before I decided to let them stick that shit in my arm. Trust me. I have friends that work at competing pharmaceutical companies. I have friends who are physicians. I have friends who are researchers, and I've talked to all of them. And so, I'm comfortable with getting the shot. The reason why I don't get the flu shot, or the reason why this shot I needed to get, whereas the flu shot I don't care about, is because the flu is more of a respiratory thing. I'm
COVID isn't.
okay with I'm okay with rolling the dice on respiratory. COVID has a cardiovascular component to it. And because of my condition, because um, I have an iron deficiency, I'm already cardiovascularly compromised. Like, my heart is already doing double time because I can't keep iron in my blood, if that makes sense. So COVID is a lot more dangerous to me
mm,
than the flu would be. If I got the flu and, cough, sneeze, you can't breathe, whatever for a little while, and I get over it. But with COVID, because of the cardiovascular component, it's more dangerous for me, and that's why I went ahead and I'm getting inoculated for that. Does that make sense to everybody?
it does.
Yes.
Okay.
And you will be one of my favorite zombies.
Well, yeah, well,
Even if you do grow a third eye, we'll love you still.
Yeah.
yeah, well. If I grow a third eye, I hope it's in the back of my head so I can see y'all
Mm.
So you can see him coming.
coming. Particularly you, Magic.
Oh man. I
Anyway.
like coming. Anyway.
Uh, anyway, so is that all we got?
Yep.
Yeah. That's about 45 minutes worth of filth, flying filth.
Oh yeah, because by the time you edit, yeah.
The first 6 or so minutes out. A couple of
Well,
pauses.
sure. All right. So, Magic,
Thanks to
you want to
everybody
take us out?
listening. Thanks to everybody writing in. Should we do the corny?
Absolutely.
Leave a review,
Yes.
5 stars, whatever. Like, I don't know how the process works.
Yeah, right. Rate us and review us, and try to give us as many stars as they allow.
And I'm pushing my OnlyFans back till I'm single again.
Aww.
Yeah, which is unfortunate because I was waiting for you to make us some money. Anyway,
I have children. I do not support adults.
okay. I wasn't looking for support. I was just looking, for uh, managerial fee. I don't know, directorial fees, something.
I've
Anyway,
managed to
Commission.
manage my money till now. I'm pretty good.
okay. Well, just saying, I know how I know how to get the most out of the situation.
You ain't even
So
got no job, Tommy.
exactly. So I have plenty of time to devote to putting you on the internet and compromising positions.
You can't take care of yourself, pimp. You can't take care of these hoes.
Mm,
Nevertheless, if you like the
sure.
show, tell a friend, tell a foe, tell a hoe. And if you don't, tell everybody you know. Still the Threesome Podcast on the gram, the Threesome Pod on Twitter. I ain't even discussing MySpace, Black Planet, all the rest of whomever might
Is
be out
that
there.
are those domains still available? Like, is that still something that you can go to?
I'm
Black Planet,
pretty
yes, you can
sure they
still
both
go
still
there.
exist.
Oh, I'm fascinated. Okay. Anyway, bye y'all.
Night.
Bye.